Alright, so this is a tutorial on how to use DVWA web app for the cross-site scripting vulnerability challenges. So this is a VM that I created. I will put it in the show notes so that you guys can download it too if you want, or you can just get this bits of code off of my GitHub and build it out yourself. I'll also include the handout that has step-by-step instructions too. So first thing to do, open up Firefox. There's a link here, DVWA web app. Go ahead and click on box here, log in with admin and password for the password. Go ahead and set the security from high to low. Click submit, and you should see a thing down here saying it's been set to low. First thing we'll do is the cross-site scripting reflected. So what we'll do is we'll do open bracket script, close bracket, word alert, which is a function in JavaScript to bring up a dialog box. We'll do an open parentheses, single quote, type in the word hello, another single quote to close it out, and then parentheses, open brackets, close the script tag, and hit submit. And there we have hello. Basically this is reflective because we have the URL up here, and it's not going to show this every time we come to the page. It's only if a user has this URL, clicks on an email or IM message or something like that. So that's really all you have with reflected cross-site scripting. Pretty simple. You can basically build out your attack right there in the URL. So click OK. Next thing we'll do is stored. We'll do exactly the same thing. It has a name field here, which is required. Do script, do alert, oops, and then hello. Sign the guest book, and you can see this is vulnerable as well. So really the idea here is that we're just showing that you can actually do JavaScript. You can get that entered, it'll actually run, nothing too fancy. If you want to show that you can actually get some data out of it, there's a cool place in JavaScript, a function they have called document, which allows you to see different categories of the site. So what we'll do here is we'll do a script tag again, we'll do alert, and instead of doing text, we'll do document.cookie, and now it will show me the actual cookie for this particular website. Some cases people restrict it down by subdomain. Other times you can get all the cookies for that site and all subdomains under it. So we'll do sign guest book. So that's the first one we have there. Click OK, and now you can see we have security set to low, PHP session ID, and it's returning those values back. So just to make it easier for ourselves, we're going to go ahead and go setup and reset the database so that for the next part it doesn't get too messy. So what I've done is I've created a PHP capture site. And basically it has three parts to it. We've got a cross-site scripting .php, which would you be sending to the actual user. We have view, which is the control panel, and then we have a folder here that basically just has an installer in it. You just go through here, I've filled out everything for this VM. If you're going to use it off GitHub, you probably want to just leave as is unless you want to give it a specific database name. So just click submit, close out this annoying thing, tell it you want to create the tables. It has some error checking too, so you might see hey, database not existent, and then it goes ahead and creates it for you. So just an example, we'll go ahead and go to the vulnerable part of the site, cross-site scripting.php, see a broken image tag there. And now if you go to the control panel, it shows the actual PHP session ID in the cookie. Now, what's kind of interesting is if we look at what was actually going on with the broken image, do a view selection source, you'll see that the code that I have here is a variable that's built. It calls to the capture.php with a get request of cookie, and then what it does is basically takes document.cookie, puts in that get request, and then uses an image tag to make the call actually to the capture.php. What the capture.php is actually doing is it takes in the cookie and then it connects to the database and just throws it in there so that when you go to view, you can actually get those values out. You can see here we've already run it, so we've got the whole thing written out already. just to kind of showing what's going on there. We can close this out and then come over here, and what we're basically going to want to do is build the entire site. So instead of doing Josh, we'll do hacker, because you don't want to put your name in there. Go ahead and jump over here, get our source code so that we can actually capture the cookies. You want to copy from the script there all the way up to that script tag, do a copy, close it out, come over to DVWA web app, and go ahead and paste it in here. Now you see what happened is we don't have enough room. Basically, this message here is limited to only 50 characters, so we got to find some way in order to make it larger. So one of the ways you can do that is either tamper data or burp. If you're proxying through either of those, you can just go ahead and bypass the checking on the client side. The other option is to do an inspect element in Firefox. It'll show that max length is 50. We'll go ahead and change that to 500. Hit enter, and now if I try to paste it in there, it's good to go. So we need to make two changes. This is a little bit of code I was putting there when I was doing some error checking. So let's go ahead and remove that comment. And then we also want to tell it exactly where we want to point the address to. So http://127.0.0.1/XSS and package, because that was the folder that we had on the server. And then now we're going to go to capture, and we should be good to go. So when I hit sign guestbook, it will actually go ahead and send the cookie, because it refreshes the page. So if I go over here, view, and do a reload, it shows security now, low, and PHP session. So we kind of want to see what cookies we have. So I have a cookie manager installed. Just go tools and cookie manager. We've got two variables here under 127.0.1. Got our session ID, which is there, and our low, which is right there. We also have some stuff from Google where it's just trying to do some searches. So thinking as an attacker, and just trying to play out this example, one way that we can show this is if we close out and get rid of all the cookies, we can actually build a cookie and log in as a user. Now, it'd be probably cooler to see it on a different browser, but I'm trying to keep the VM size low. So we're just going to go ahead and clear out the history. And I'll just go ahead and clear out everything. I've already got it all checked. Clear it. And we'll go back in and check to make sure we don't have any cookies. So cookie manager, it's all clean. Good. So we'll go ahead and remove this. We're pretty much done with that part. So we'll do DVWA web app again. And you'll see we're not logged in anymore. It's asking us to relog in. So I will come over here and I will copy the session ID. I will go back over here and go to Tools and Cookie Manager. And if you notice, because we're on the site already, it's got some stub values here. It's got a new session ID for us, but we of course don't want to use that one. We want to use the one that's already been logged in. And if you look at security, it's now back to high. So we'll go ahead and just set that to low manually. So click Save, and we'll click Close. And now I've rebuilt the cookie. I can go ahead and click on DVWA web app, and whoops, it didn't seem to log me in right away. I was having this problem the other day with our demo, so I'll close that and log it in, and there we go. So I can go to instructions, I can go to cross-site being reflected. You'll see I have 2 cookies currently. I can also go to the stored, and new information now should pop up there. Yep. So I hit F5. So that's pretty much it. So we have a few hiccups, so you have to work with this a little bit to get it working. Key thing is just make sure that you have the cookie exactly as it should be from this page. And that's pretty much it for this session. We're going to go ahead and show in the next few episodes how to do SQL injection and to do beef. Basically, it's a more automated system. It has a lot more options than this little package that I've created. So that's pretty much it.